welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be making an apple pie recipe. That is my great grandmother's recipe. This is a tradition for us to have on New Year's, both at apple pie. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll talk throughout this video. So I'm starting with 2 cups of flour, and I'm putting them into this kind of this smallish bowl here because we're going to end up sifting the flour. Let me get the other cup of flour. Put it in here. I like to clean up as I go. So to go ahead and put that in the sink and get it poured out. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in here. And I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit, but we're going to actually sift it this into a bigger bowl. Careful to mix it up here because it's very full. I did not think this would fill up this bowl, and it did. So I'm just gonna turn it and go ahead and dump it into here. Just a bit at a time. And that, I know, I don't know the science, too much of the science of baking, but I think that we do this for a reason. Maybe it's like to keep for some reason, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and use, and I don't know if I mentioned before, usually my grandmother makes apple pies for New Year's, but she's sick, and so we're not gonna go over there this year. So that's why I'm making it. She had my grandfather bring over all of the ingredients for dinner tomorrow, and I spilled a little bit of it on here. Don't worry, it's clean. And so my grandfather brought over all the stuff for dinner tomorrow, and we're going to be making our own New Year's dinner. I'm going to finish sifting this. So now the recipe says take out 1/3 of a cup of the flour. I normally wouldn't use a knife for this, but that's probably why we normally use a knife for this and not a fork, because it's this is why you normally use a knife. Let's get a knife for that. Put that back. I just put it back in the smaller bowl here. So it says take 1/3 cups of flour and mix it with the water. I have right here 1/4 cup of water. We're going to mix it to make a paste. Don't ask me why I'm doing this separately, I have no idea. But that, scared to see it, it's too bright. Let me turn down the brightness. You guys can kind of see that's what it looks like. We're gonna add some shortening to this. So we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of shortening to the rest of our flour mixture. Up here, this is vegetable shortening. No, it's not really good for you, but it's an old recipe. This is gonna be fun to clean up later. So there's 1/4 of a cup, maybe. Doesn't want to go in. An old recipe from my dad's side of the family. This was his grandmother's, my grandfather's mother's recipe that I'm using, and I'm not actually sure if this is what my grandmother uses when she makes her pies, or if this is just the one I'm using. But that's the one I'm using, so it's the one we have. So that's why I'm using it. I don't really remember my great-grandmother that much. I did know her. I was 7 or 8, I think, when she passed. Like I said, I didn't really know her. I mean, I remember going to her house a little bit when I was a kid. She lived very close to us. I kind of remember her house a little bit. I very, very much remember going to visit her. She got put into a nursing home before she passed, and so I remember going to see her there. We did trick-or-treating where she lived. I went and visited her a couple times, but that's really all I really remember. I also kind of remember that she had a place for like toys we could play with. That's really all I remember. Okay, so now that I have the shortening in the bowl, I'm going to go ahead and mix it until it's about pea-sized. I don't know, that's what it says, until the bits are pea-sized. I probably could have done this with a mixer, but oh well. It's old-fashioned. They probably didn't have mixers back when she was making this, so back when my grandmother was making this, so my great-grandmother, my bad. She had to do it with a fork, and so I shall do it with a fork. So this was what you guys can't see that. I always forget that you guys can't see when this is too. Actually, let's leave it at that lighting. That's what it looks like now. That you guys can see. It's pea-sized. I'm going to take this paste that we made earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and dump it in. I believe is the next step. So it'll take a few seconds. And then we're just going to basically mix it up so it could be like a dough ball. Just easier to do this way. I should have done this with a spoon. And I haven't, so we're just going to use my hand, I guess. Because that was my first instinct, was to use my finger. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and put this here on. And let me wash this off. And then I will go ahead and mix this up, and basically I'm mixing it until we have like a dough ball. Okay, so I'm really sorry about the lighting here because it's very dark on this side and you guys can't see what I'm doing, but This part you might see a little less of me and more what I'm doing, which I could try to bend down as much as I can, but right now I'm going to roll the pie dough to a 1/4 inch thick, trying to fill, hopefully we'll be able to fill that pie pan. I don't know. I don't know what a 1/4 inch thick looks like either, so that's probably not a 1/4 inch, that's probably not quite. Also gotta fit, I have my pie pan here. It's already, I've already sprayed it, so there's that, but, and I'm also like, I don't think that's gonna fit. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe that's good. That seems like a 1/4 inch. And I'm losing parts of it, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead, ooh. And I missed. That's fine. Just go ahead and do what I can to get it up the sides. Here we can like, I think I should have, this is not very accurate, I guess. So here you can see I'm making the crumble for the top of the apple pie. I'm just putting in butter, brown sugar, flour, salt, and cinnamon. And then I'm just going to mix it up and kind of make it into like a crumbly texture. And this is just the recipe from the can, so I don't know like the exact measurements. But then I'll just put this on top of the pie once I put the apples in. They sell 3/4 of a cup measuring cups. Make life so much easier. As you can see here, I'm putting the top part of the crust onto the pie. It did not go on in one piece. It went on in 2 pieces, which is kind of where I messed up, but that's okay. I'm not a professional baker. And you're going to see in a few minutes, I'm going to get a fork out and I'm just going to press the top or the sides of the pie to seal the pie. So I realized after the fact that I made this and it was to make a Dutch apple pie, whereas I wanted a crust on top, so we're just gonna put this on top of the apple pie. Yes. Okay, so that's what it looks like going into the oven. This crumbly stuff is covering up the fact that I did not do a very good job putting on the top crust. So that's what's going to look like going into the oven, and it's going to go in for 45-ish minutes at about 375. So here's the finished product. You can see it's a little crispy in places, but yeah, maybe put it in for a little less time, but that's what it looks like.